Hello, hello, Aldwyn Altuney here, and I am with the wonderful John Bond today. He's the CEO and founder of Visual Marketing Australia. Hello and welcome, John.
Good morning, and thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for being on the show. We're going to be talking today about why marketing is crucial during COVID-19 and what businesses can do to stay front of mind. And of course, this is your absolute specialty. You've been in this game a long time. So can we start out talking a bit about your history? How did you get into this industry?
Well, we've been going for 11 years now. My background's actually printing, but I've done a lot of sales and marketing throughout the years and general management roles. And after being retrenched for a second time, I was talking to I was doing media sales at the time, talking to a lot of business owners, and it was more or less just into the GFC, 2009, and they're all moving away from print because we were selling advertising in print magazines, all moving away from, traditional marketing and all increasing their online spend. And I was creating websites and marketing like in the 90s and so on. So it was like a light bulb moment, and that's where visual marketing was born.
And in the 90s, of course, there was a lot of coding and, the whole world of websites has changed a lot, right? Since then.
Definitely. And it's a lot more user-friendly now, with the advent of the CMS, the content management systems, makes it much more user-friendly for, the average Joe to create their own website, if they choose to.
And technology, of course, has changed a lot too with, you having worked in the printing industry, how quickly has technology changed in that area as well?
Oh, considerably. It's all about robotics and automation now. The plants are getting bigger, but less and less people. I still get all the bulletins from the print associations, and print industry overall has been in decline for the last decade or more. The only area that's improving is actually catalogues, print catalogues. But more and more publications are going online. Newspapers are going online. The old city newspapers, they used to be able to put 2 presses in because they needed the redundancy to, in the backup. Nowadays, that's an $80 million investment. So why would you bother doing that? And I know the Age and the Sydney Morning Herald and all that will eventually end up online. 100%. At the moment, I think they've just got their weekend paper, but during the week it's online.
Yeah, it's amazing how thin the papers are getting now, the newspapers. I think magazines will be around for a fair bit longer. I think people still like to feel the magazines, but newspapers, I think they're getting thinner and thinner, and their, subscriptions and membership, etc. is all moving. Advertising is moving to the online space. And that's the thing, is if people don't move to the online space and don't move with the times, particularly during COVID, they are going to stay behind, right, John?
Oh, exactly. And it's those that have already got their e-commerce store set up, they're the ones that are still being able to function during COVID. Others who had no online outlet, they were dead in the water, for the restaurants and the like. So they had to very quickly get online or use other services like, the delivery services, which take a 35% chunk of their revenue. So it's a bit of too little too late for them.
And what are some big mistakes you're seeing that people are making now, with their marketing and with their websites?
Well, it's okay to build your own site to start with, but a long-term plan should be to get a professional website that reflects the professionalism of your business. I mean, let's face it. It's the first thing anyone's going to see. Even when I get a referral, I look them up online. Who are they? Where are they located? What's their team like? What are their qualifications? What sort of customers they're working with? So, it's a big part. It's the face of your business, and that's people should use it as a 24/7 marketing tool instead of just a brochure.
And how important is it to be on social media also as a business owner now?
Well, it's even more relevant these days, especially with COVID. We're recommending to our clients who you know, who, well, we've been lucky really. 98% of our clients continued their marketing throughout this period. Others who were just about to start marketing and decided not to, I've recommended, well, just go on social media, get your message out there. You must continue to market your business during the downturn. And it's been proven that those who do market during the downturn always come out better at the end of it.
Yes, and there's marketing and there's marketing, isn't there? So what are some things people need to do with their marketing? Make sure they have on their websites that it's really going to be effective, particularly during COVID and moving forward.
Well, firstly, I'll just go back to social media. We always, follow the 80-20 rule. So it's 80% informational, tips and hints and polls and, competitions and funny things and quotes and all that. And, oh, by the way, we've got a promotion on, so that's the smaller part of it. Otherwise, you're going to lose engagement. For your website, it's about having an appealing website, having one that's easy to navigate, that loads fast, that has call to actions above the fold. So when, it first appears on the screen, the bottom of that page there is the fold, basically, like in a newspaper. And having good call to actions. So it's important to have your main services there, or what you want people to, where do you want people to go? Have them on front and center, basically. And easy to find, as in having your phone number front and center. I'm a big advocate of having your phone number in the header. So no matter where people are on your website, they can click the call if they're on a mobile device.
I think that's a great idea, because there's nothing more frustrating than when you want to talk to someone straight away and you go to the contact page and it's a form that you need to fill out, and you can't actually just pick up the phone and talk to someone. Or, there's a lot of live chat now that's happening on websites too, which is good. At least you can chat to someone.
Yes.
But there's nothing quite like picking up a phone, right? And talking to someone.
Exactly. In this day and age, it's so much easier now. And I've been to websites where their form's been broken, but there's no phone call, no phone number to ring them. It's just amazing how a business can operate without a phone number. People want instant results. In this day and age, they want it and they want it now. They don't want to wait 24 hours for someone to get back.
Well, it's amazing. Facebook doesn't have a phone number. Looking. Sorry, I missed what you just said there, John.
Yeah, we're back online. Facebook doesn't. It's frustrating, but you can actually find it if you dig deep enough.
Yeah, their sales department do, but they don't like to take phone calls, like a lot of these big organizations. And then the other thing with websites, you were talking about the loading speed. So what do people need to look out for when they're looking for a server? So for example, my website recently was with GoDaddy, and the server was so slow, it was absolutely ridiculous. So I've had to move it off GoDaddy, and I believe because GoDaddy have so many websites that are hosted there,
yep, exactly,
they're just incredibly slow. So have you found the same thing with them?
Oh yeah, we've had our own server for about 8 of those 11 years we've been in business, and we found the same issue. They upgraded their data center and it was in America, and it actually got slower. And of course, they wouldn't believe me. And of course, they do their maintenance in the middle of the night there, which is the middle of the day here. So we were losing our email in the middle of the day. Our websites would go offline. And so we made the decision back then to move it over to Australia. We've now got our own dedicated server and a 24/7 support team. And that's crucial to, for a business. It's not so bad if you're a novice and you can go on the GoDaddy websites or the Crazy Domain websites, and you're one website in amongst 10 or 20,000 other websites. But someone runs a script and your website grinds to a halt. But for a business, it's crucial to have that uptime. And we guarantee, well, they all guarantee 99.9% uptime. But the speed of which your website's delivered is another story. And, we've got a couple of hundred websites, probably 400 or 500 websites on our server. So it's not overloaded.
Right. So how do you know you're with a good server then? What's the trick with that? What do you look for?
Oh, well, look at the company you're dealing with. Well, put it this way. the $2.50 a month or $5 a month hosting, you're going to get what you pay for. Let's face it. You know, that's $5 a month, $60 a year. You know, that's not even, you know, most of the wages are higher than that these days. So think about the service you're going to get. You know, like if you call us, our policy here is the phone won't ring any more than 3 times generally, when we're in the office, of course, but after hours it comes through to me anyway. And you know, you're always going to get service, and we're on it. We've got our 24/7 support team. We'll then you know, just message them and it'll be fixed within sometimes minutes. Or if it's a simple fix, we do it ourselves here, you know.
Yes, the fact is people are going to Google you if they're looking to do business with you, right? So,
Exactly.
you know, this is why I think really social media is so crucial also, because people want to know who they're dealing with. And when I Google myself, it's amazing how many social media outlets come out on page 1, because obviously each of those outlets have their own, or news channels have their own SEO working crazy in the background, right?
Yep.
But you don't need to be on all social media. But the thing is, people do want to know who they're dealing with, because obviously there's a lot of scammers online, etc. And we know there's been website companies come and go, right? So
Sure.
What do people need to look for when they're looking for a website or a marketing company?
Well, one of the recent businesses that went under only earlier this year, or late last year, I should say, no one had ownership of their domain name or their hosting account. So they were basically held to ransom. So the first thing I can do is make sure that you have ownership of your domain, your hosting account, and like if you're building a website, you should have ownership of that as well, once it's been fully paid, of course. But you know, at the end of the day, you should have ownership of that. And one of the things that most people don't realise when they go on the multi-user websites, the free website builders and all that, they don't actually own the website. They can't take it with them when they go. It's you know, and this is one of the dilemmas. And we find it's a lot harder to get ranking on those sites as well. So you're better off with a freestanding, you know, website that you actually own. So make sure you get all your login credentials. That's paramount.
There'd be nothing worse than having no control over that, or having a company go under and then you lose all of that work.
And you're mentioning about, you know, scammers and all that. That happens too. We've had clients that have come to us. They've either paid a large deposit or they've paid for the website in full, and their web developer's gone, you know, disappeared completely. We had one of our clients who's a big advocate of us, and she had the digital grant, and they have a 3-month window, and she'd been trying to communicate with this guy for a month and a half, still couldn't get onto him. She'd already paid like a 30% deposit of quite a large, you know, it was a custom development site. Anyway, so she came to us. She did a lot of due diligence. She wanted contacts of all our customers and all that, so she could actually ring them up and talk to them, which was fine. And we were able to get her website, or at least the front end, up and live. We got an extension because you also get that 30-day window after for your acquittal. We were able to talk to them, and we got that extension to get it acquitted. She got her 10 grand grant, and in the meantime, we're still building the back end because it was quite a large project, but nevertheless, we're able to help her out. Yeah. So she's a big advocate of ours, and she now is one of the people that if you know, someone wants a contact of ours, they can talk to, or she'll be singing our praise.
And one thing I love about your website is you have so many testimonials with full names and full details of the people that have given the testimonials. So that's another thing. You go to websites where they might say, you know, just the first name of someone, or, you know, so you don't know really how true that is. You can't research those people.
Jim from Benoa.
That's right, Jim. Yeah.
Well, we have full company name and full name of the people. So anyone can pick up the phone and call them. And that, again, is another important thing. And having reviews on, you know, Google and Facebook and True Local and Womo and Yelp and having all these reviews add weight, and people will take a review on face value, you know, and if you've got enough reviews, you know, they'll believe it. And again, they're real people, real companies, not fake reviews, and you can have companies that do that. But you know, it's about having a good review strategy. So one of the things we do with our clients, as soon as we finish a job, you know, we follow them up within a fortnight. We make sure they're happy because we offer a 30-day satisfaction guarantee anyway. And then we'll send out a link of, hey, you know, reviews are very important to us. We'd love you to make one or more reviews on the following sites. And not everyone does it, but, you know, we'll often get, you know, people that do give us a review on a couple of sites, and that's great.
And that's the thing, if you don't ask, you don't get, right?
Oh, exactly. But it's like trying to get blood out of a stone sometimes. They say, yeah, I'll do it, not a problem, you know, but it just doesn't happen. So you've got to send reminders and all that. So you've got to have a good review strategy in place.
Yes, absolutely. I was blown away the other day. I was on a Zoom call, and one of the ladies on the call, she attended my media workshop a year ago, and she said, oh, Aldwyn, I'm so grateful you're here because I wanted to let you know I've been on ABC and I've been on this newspaper and this media. And I said, oh, that's fantastic. Can you please do a testimonial? And I love that on LinkedIn. I love it on my Facebook page. So she actually did a testimonial, and now I've put together an image saying media success story, and I'm now promoting her everywhere as well. So it can be a real win-win situation when you give like that.
Well, that's right, you know, and we'll often showcase our clients on our newsletters and all that. We'll send out a newsletter, usually monthly, and showcase one of our clients in that. So it's about, everyone's got to promote each other, and that's what's important.
Yes.
You know, we're lucky to have some really good clients that have been with us a long time. Some of our clients have actually been with us from the first year we started. So it's been over 10 years now, and
wow.
you know, and we get a lot of referrals from our clients, which is, you know, very good for us.
That's fantastic. So that shows you're doing something right. I mean, you really develop a friendship with someone over time, don't you? With I mean, someone you've been with for 10 years, you know, you almost become like friends, don't you? After some time.
Oh yes. Well, we used to live in an apartment and had a penthouse up top in an entertainment area with a spa right on the ocean, right over the Gold Coast 600 track. So we used to have events there and invite all our major clients around and all that. They love that. We're not doing that anymore, but it was quite a good time, and they were very, everyone was willing to come and, you know, and have a good time. It was great.
Yeah, and I think that's a great idea, you know, to really go that extra mile for your clients and really show that you appreciate them. What are some other things businesses can do now to really show that they appreciate their clients and really look after people now?
Oh, I guess a good example. We had our 10-year anniversary last year, and we got all little promotional bags with our brand on it, and probably 10 or 12 different items in there, and gave that away. You know, we had a function in a venue in Surface, and I think it was attended by 30 or 40 people of our mostly our clients, and so yeah, free giveaways, and that's actually leads me into one of the other divisions that we have, which is promotional products. So we own, and my wife Katie runs that, VMA Promotional Products, and that you know, she's sourcing directly from the factories. We've got our own quality control. We check prior to being shipped out here, and then it gets, you know, if it comes to the office, we'll check it again prior to getting delivered. But it's great to have these giveaways to give to your clients. Just to, you know, in some cases it could be a pen. Other cases it could be something of more value. In fact, we're doing a quote now for a builder, and they want to give something, you know, to the value of $30 or $40 just to their clients, and it's going to be a branded cheese board with their name brazed in up, you know, it's lasered in up top, and so that's going to be a nice little gift to give them. So when they're having friends over, they'll have their cheese board out, the builder's brand on it, you know, so it'll be a great little publicity stunt for them.
That's a great idea. A cheese board, excellent. What are some really popular promotional products that have been with your company? What are people asking for? I mean, pens obviously are great because you can use them. It's good to have something functional, right?
I haven't got one here, but mouse pads, and we did for one lady who did dog training, I think it was, but it was a little collar with a light in the collar, so you could take your dog out walking at night and see where he was.
Oh, what a great
in the shape of a bone.
Oh, how cute. What a great idea.
It used to light up at night. Yeah, pens, mugs. We're doing some stainless steel coasters with laser branding on the top of them at the moment for another client. So, you know, our clients are schools and the Gold Coast Airport. We've done, you know, quotes for the Sofitel, you know, at the moment. And so we've got some quite large clients. And the beauty of, I guess, what we do there is we'll actually see them coming off the assembling line. So we check the quality as they start the process. We had one client who was very particular with his hats. He ordered 1,000 hats with his emblem. It was on a patch up top, so it's very particular. So we're making sure that was right. And no other promotional company is going to do that for you.
Yes.
And because we're sourcing directly from the factory, we can guarantee to beat most prices. So, you know, it's just was a natural progression for us. It started out as Katie had just finished one job and said, "Oh, you know, well, I wonder what I'm going to do." And I said, "Well, I need all these promotional products. Go away and get them for us," because it was for our 10th year anniversary. So she went out and done all that, and you know, come up with some great ideas, and okay, what am I going to do now? It's like, well, continue to do what you're doing, and that's, you know, where it started basically.
Yes,
it's gone well. COVID had hit her badly, but you know, she's starting to now do quotes again. We've been lucky. We have continued. We had been working remotely. At one stage, yeah, we cut back to 4 days a week, but we've been able to continue. And since, you know, now we're back to 5 days. Well, I'm actually looking for more staff.
Okay.
So, you know, we've been very lucky. And we've just picked up some new clients last week. I mentioned to you earlier, a dozen quotes last week for the government grant. So it'd be nice to see some of them come in for our clients. And yeah, so we've been luckier than most.
Yeah, well, what I love about your business is it really is a one-stop shop, isn't it, for so many different areas of marketing. So can you just share a bit about the other things that you do in your business?
Sure. We are a digital marketing agency, so that covers everything online. So we do web design and development, and including custom development. We do search engine optimization, which is getting you found in Google. We do Google Ads. We're certified Google Ads partner. You know, Bing Ads, social media marketing, social media ads, email marketing solutions, video production and marketing. And we've actually got another division other than the promotional products that does CRM implementation, so customer relations management. And we're doing implementation for a couple of large companies now, as well as doing some more quotes for some new work coming in for that. And since last year, we've been able to do the telephony, which integrates in with the CRM. And that's, yeah, it's great because you can see who's ringing. It pops up on the screen. Their profile opens up. You can take notes as you're talking to them, and it logs all the calls, and it just automates the whole process, which is great.
Wow, that is fantastic. Brilliant. And that's, you know, the good thing about having the one-stop marketing, a digital marketing agency, is that you're on the same page with everything that's happening. You've got cohesion across all the marketing that you're putting out, right?
Oh, exactly. And we have had not issues, but just delays because someone else is doing this, and we need some code added to the website, or we need a DNS record updated, and it can take days. Where we can do it in minutes if you know, like for instance, if we're hosting them or managing their website and so on and so forth, it could just take minutes. rather than days, and sometimes longer in some cases. Because all the guys are talking. We've got 6 of us here in the office, and about 16 other contractors, that work for us. So yeah, we've got a large team. So we're coordinating all of that, and because the right hand knows what the left hand's doing,
Yes.
it's quite cohesive.
Yes, and of course you're based on the Gold Coast, but your background is actually, you've got some background in Dubbo, which is country New South Wales.
Yes.
So what was it like? What was it like for you going from country New South Wales to the Gold Coast?
Well, I'd grown up there. I'd spent all of my life there at that point. My young family was there. One of my parents was still there at the time I left. She's now left us, unfortunately, but I still have sisters and nieces there as well. But so I grew up in Dubbo, brought our young family up in Dubbo, and I was working for the one company for 30 odd years. Started as an apprentice, worked my way up to actually general management. And in 2002, they decided to close the plant down. So, everyone became redundant. There was 240 odd staff, and we used to produce about $43 million worth of work every year. Used to print a lot of magazines and catalogues, and all commercial work at that point. It did start as a newspaper, but that split later on. So, yeah, it was great because, I used to drop the kids off to school and on the way to work, and it was only a 3-minute trip.
Yes.
But it was certainly different moving here, obviously much bigger. The plan was to move to Brisbane, but my daughter was, she got a scholarship at Bond University. So we decided to settle on the Gold Coast.
Well, that's not a bad move. I'd say it's one of the best places in the world to be living right now.
Oh, love it. Absolutely love it here. I mean, we travel up to Brisbane regularly, and we've got a lot of clients in Brisbane. But we're lucky enough to have clients all around Australia and overseas. So we're in that business where we can do that. I think once or twice in that 11 years, we've actually been given something physical, like a CD or I might have been given a couple of the USB sticks with images on, but generally everything's online, and even these could have been done online. It's just, some people are set in their ways, but so we're in that industry where we can do it from anywhere in the world. And I mean, I love the photos of the guys, on the beach and, on their laptop and all that. It's not quite that easy or that glamorous, but nevertheless, we're pretty lucky to be in that industry.
Yeah, well, it really takes something. One thing I've noticed about you, John, is you are a hard worker. You're always very diligent. You've built this amazing business and team, and that really takes something, right? Like if you think 80% of businesses fail in the first 5 years, and then 80% of those fail in the next 5 years. I mean, you've lasted 10 years in business. So what are some tips you would give people in business right now who want to make it through COVID and even thrive through COVID? Some businesses are doing amazingly right now, right? Some might be going under, but some are doing really well. So what are some tips you'd give people from all those years of experience in business on how to have a successful business?
Have a plan, have passion, surround yourself with good people. That's probably the best 3 tips I can give, actually. But never give up. There have been times when, you think, is it worth it? I'm, not making enough money, or, it's all too hard, or, there was a GFC. Oh, I started in the GFC, but there were, other events in my life, with, that happened, and makes you think, what am I still doing this for? But, I've got a vision, I've got passion, I've got a great team, and we've got great clients, and it all makes it worthwhile.
And looking after your health is important too. And I found it fascinating that you've been in martial arts for a long time. So. Oh,
yes. It has been a while since I've been in it, but I did 30-odd years of martial arts. And I was able to get a number of different styles. So very lucky to have a number of great instructors that used to train me. And then I went on to become an instructor for, 70 or 80 odd students I had at one stage there. But since moving up to the Gold Coast, I haven't been as involved in it. I was involved in the Australian Kung Fu Federation in the Queensland branch, but yeah, haven't as actively been into it. But it was certainly a big part of my life. It certainly helped me focus. Martial arts gives you that discipline and that focus and that drive. So I was lucky enough to go on and get black belts in 3 different styles, up to 5th degree and 15. And I've been able to carry that through into my business. That drive, that passion, that, dogged attitude. And I guess that's what's helped me also in my previous business and this business.
Yeah, I think sport is so important, for kids to have something that they can really get into like that. Like myself, I was a top junior table tennis player. It feels like a lifetime ago now, but, I played table tennis for Australia for 6 years, and that has definitely helped me become ambitious in other areas of my life. And also to push through when you feel like giving up sometimes, to actually push through that and keep going.
Yes. Push through that wall, exactly.
Yeah. So what we need to know then, or people need to know, is if they're going to do business with you, don't mess around with you, because you've got a few black belts there. So make sure you do the right thing by John.
I can run fast, Aldwyn. I can run fast. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. And have your kids also been involved with martial arts?
Oh, they were early on as kids, but they didn't continue, and they're all gone their own way now. So my oldest daughter has 3 grandchildren, and
wow.
And my son's a Sparky, and my other daughter is a makeup artist, and youngest daughter's studying. So she's studying interior design now.
Oh, fantastic. And for those watching the other side of the world might not know what a Sparky is, it's an electrician, right?
Yes.
The Sparky's an electrician. Beautiful. So if people want to do business with you or work with you, what process do you take people through?
Well, we do a needs analysis, work out where they are now, where they would like to be, what marketing have they been doing, what works well for them, has it been online, has it been offline, what's their main products, what's their unique selling point, and this is all part of the needs analysis. And then we can devise a marketing plan. They might just want to get online, for instance, but even that is a 2-page document to go through all these questions to find out what do they actually need. It's one thing to say, oh, I want a website. Okay, well, is it e-commerce? How many pages? Do you need membership? People be able to log in. Do you need an events module? Have you got a domain? Have you got your own hosting? If it's e-commerce, do you want to integrate it in with Xero, whatever, or an inventory management system and so on. So we go through this needs analysis, work out what they're actually after, what their budget is, and then we come up with a proposal to, try and meet those needs. And it's important for us to know what their budget is up front, because I have people that want this and that and all the bells and whistles and, what's your budget? Oh, $500. It's like, well, the average website can take 30 to 40 hours to build. If it's e-commerce, it could take longer. So $500 is not going to cut it.
Yet there are people out there throwing websites together for $500, right? And so, and with those $500 websites, what are things that, people need to be aware of? Like, you get what you pay for, right?
You get what you pay for. As I say, look, I mean, that's 4 or 5 hours work, and sure you can put up a single page, for that, but to have a proper functional website with good call to actions. And one of the processes here is we go through and we'll do a wireframe, and so we come up with a design and a plan that's in keeping with their brand, their vision, and then we make sure it's got good call to actions. And then at the end of it, we'll make sure the website's secured so it doesn't get hacked, because a hell of a lot get hacked. We make sure it loads fast on Google. We make sure it's got an SSL certificate so it's secure. If it's on our hosting, You know, they get a lot of other value add as well. We make sure they get the 50 video tutorials. We do the training with them so they know how to do it themselves. Okay, and they don't have to keep coming back for us. We make it easy for them to manage it themselves. We're always there if they want and need us, then we help them, but we try and get them to help themselves as well. And that keeps their overheads down moving forward. And then, you know, we offer the support. We've got our support ticketing system. We've got the 1300 number they can call up and get immediate support if they want. So that's the other thing is, you know, we're here, whereas a lot of other companies, their web developers no longer there, they're gone.
Yes, and you don't want to be left in that position, that's for sure. So with the marketing plan that you do, what are some crucial elements that people need to have in their marketing plan, or that some of the crucial things that must be in a marketing plan?
Well, we need to know what their audience is. It's no use, you know, if you've got a consumable product that's, you know, that it's no good marketing that on LinkedIn, for instance. Different audience. You know, you've got to know who your audience is and, you know, who to target. It's working out what their product is or their main product. Like us, we've got multiple products or services that we offer. Just working out what their main product, what they're trying to achieve, what's the value of that product. So it's no good, you know, if it's a $10 value, it's no good having a marketing plan that's this big. We're going to look at a good cost-effective way of getting that in front of their audience. So everyone's different. But what we've found over the years, Aldwyn, is people who do multi-channel marketing, they're the ones that really grow exponentially. You've got to be where your customers are. And while it's important to know where your audience is, some of your audience is here, some of it's here, others are here. So you're going to market across multiple channels to get to all your audience. And you know, it could be email marketing, it could be social media, other things could be pay-per-click. But if you're offering a service that no one knows about yet, pay-per-click's not going to do it. Well, Google ads are not going to do it. We have to get in front of your audience to educate them first, okay, and then create the need. So yeah, Facebook ads would be okay for that, but not Google ads. So it's understanding the needs of the client as well.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's very crucial. Understanding your avatar, right? Your ideal client that you want to work with. And then making sure you're in front of those people. So whether it's, you know, traditional media or whether it's online media, that whole world of media, of course, has changed the last 15 years, right? And getting your message out and where you're going to target your message. You know, social media has only been around 15 odd years, and look at it now. We've got, out of the 7.8 billion people on the planet, we've got 3.8 billion active social media users. So it's absolutely crucial for people to be on social media, or to have a business presence, at least on the social media channels where their market is. With the Facebook advertising you're doing, how are you finding with the constantly changing algorithms of Facebook? How is it becoming harder and harder to reach people through advertising, would you say now? Or what are some things people need to have in their ads if they are going to advertise?
Certainly it's, they've taken the ability for the free ads away. And naturally, you know, they want people to pay for them. That's how they make their money. So whereas before you could do a lot more posting and all that, and it would go out to many more people. Now, you know, it's only going out to your audience and your friend's audience. But with ads, you can really drill it down to the demographics. So I'm looking, for instance, you know, males between the age of 35 and 55 that live in a certain geographical location that might be C-level executives or business owners. So you can really drill down to the specific demographics and target your audience more precisely than trying to scattergun effect. Scan effect may work, but it's going to cost you a lot more money.
Yeah, and it's the same with media. You can target certain media outlets where those males are going to be, you know, the men's magazines or the, you know, the certain media outlets you can target, which are also have a social media presence, of course, and have websites, etc. So now I heard the other day someone said with your social media icons on your website, someone said, oh, don't put them at the top because you don't want people to go off your website onto the social media platform. So what are your thoughts about that?
Oh, look, we have them at the top. The main thing is it doesn't open up within the browser. It opens up a separate window.
Right.
Okay. And that's, you know, throughout your website, no matter if they're links to other resources, you always get it to open up in a separate window. So yours is still open. And you can have them up top, you can have them down the bottom. It's, you know, people go to your website to look for a product or service. Yes, they might see the social media there, but they're probably not going to go immediately to it. That's my feeling. But they're going to look at your website, go to their or the specific area of your website they're looking at. On further investigation, they might then check your testimonials, check your reviews, check your social media. I think that's more secondary. So yeah, we have them front and center, up there with a phone number.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay. That's a good point. Now, what about SEO? Now, article marketing is said to be big for SEO. Is it really working as well as it used to do? Or is there some other strategies now that are working really well with search engine optimization?
Well, SEO is a fairly broad term, and it's definitely harder now than it used to be. Google made sure of that, but it still has to be done. It's still an important marketing strategy. Ultimately, what SEO does, or search engine optimization, is to improve your ranking and your popularity, you know, in the rankings over time. It doesn't happen overnight, and this is the biggest mistake anyone can make, is go and find, you know, someone that does SEO and think you're going to get instant results. Doesn't happen. Okay, it very much depends on the region you're trying to target and the competition within that region. So if you've got a very niche market, very niche product or service, it's a much easier to rank you. You might only be, you know, doing, you know, surrounding suburbs, like maybe a restaurant. They're only going to do their suburb and surrounding suburbs. It's a lot easier to get you found in Google in that respect than it is to target the whole Gold Coast or the whole of Queensland or all of Australia. So, and it's very much about using the right company that understands SEO and have a good track record of doing it, because there are a lot of shocks out there, as you mentioned earlier, and unfortunately we're going to pick up the pieces after, you know, they spent thousands of dollars and nothing's happened. So you know, you're never going to get on the you know, front page of Google for insurance when you've got all these larger companies, you know, AMP and GIO, or it used to be GIO and all that. So you've got to actually have a longer tail keyword. You want a insurance broker based on the Gold Coast, okay? And it's even more relevant now with a voice search. So people are now talking, you know, I want a insurance broker based on the Gold Coast that covers cars and houses or something like that. So you've got to really focus on those longer tail keywords, and then you're going to get more or better results and more likelihood of showing up, you know, in the first couple of pages of Google. So it's finding the right person. This goes back to due diligence, finding that person. What are their clients saying about them? How long have they been around? What's their team like, you know, and doing your research. So, you know, it's important.
Yeah. Now, what are some other strategies you can give about staying front of mind, making sure that your business is front of mind now and is having cut through with all the noise out there, particularly now, like, you know, content consumption has gone up 60% since COVID, right? So we're seeing a lot more traffic online. Some people are having slow internet and tech issues, etc. So what else can people do to stay front of mind?
Well, social is a big one for that, especially if their business has taken a down or dive and a downturn. At least keep social, keep your brand out there, front of mind. And again, the best way to do that, it could be write some articles, publish on social media. We also advocate, if you've got a product or service, use other channels like Gumtree, Lacanto. They rank very well. So there's ways of doing some free advertising to get your brand out there. We had a client ring up the other day, found us on Lacanto, and did a quote for him, signed up on the spot, and now we're rebuilding his website. So it's free. Social media is free. So at least keep that momentum going, keep your name out there. That's the important thing.
Yeah, and keep giving lots of value, right? Keep
Oh, yes. It's not about sell. As I mentioned earlier, the 80-20 rule. 80% informational, keeping your brand front of mind. And then, hey, we've got this post-COVID ramp up your business package. By the way, have a look at this, And so it's a lot more subtle, not the hard sell.
Yes, beautiful. I would love to know, here's a bit of a trickier question for you, but I would love to know what advice now would you give to your younger self? So if you imagine yourself at, say, 18, what advice would you give to yourself from knowing what you know now in business and in life to a younger version of you?
Oh, wow. That's a hard one. Look, I mean, I love owning my own business, but I was very lucky in my job where I was with the same company for 30 years, but not doing the same thing. Sure, I started off as an apprentice. Then I went into a supervisory role, then a department management role. But I was always moved around, and I was helping with the installation of new equipment. I'd do the training on that, and then I'd train my staff, and then something else would come in. So I was always moving around, and then moved from one area to another, to a operational and general management position. So I was very lucky in that respect, and paid very well. So I never thought about doing my own business. I probably shouldn't say that. At one stage I was thinking of going into full-time martial arts instruction, but you'd have to take, a fairly big dive from 6-figure salary down to 0 to start all over again. So I decided not to.
And what about in how you do life? Like, just some wisdom tips maybe that,
I didn't start martial arts till I was 22. That'd be the advice, is get into that. It teaches you so much discipline. It teaches you how to respect yourself, respect others, and to, just doing the right thing, and the attitude and everything. It just really focuses you. So that was a big part of my life. For 30 odd years, I had trained and instructed in martial arts. And I would have said get into martial arts or some sort of discipline like that earlier.
Yeah, I love the saying, treat others as you like to be treated. And, since COVID, I mean, people are in all sorts of different spaces, and some people have been putting out some nasty content. And so I've been a, big advocate for, sharing your truth, being kind, being respectful. It's okay for people to have different opinions. Just be kind to others, right? So imagine if we were all kind to others. And the other thing is hurt people, right? Hurt people. So the thing is also, if someone's being nasty to you, don't take that on board, because it's a reflection of where they're at. And I think that's the thing, is come from that loving space, from a kind place, and always do your best for others. Treat people how you would like to be treated.
Well,
and
exactly. And my children will remember this, because I used to have a saying, and it wasn't necessarily mine, but I said, what Plumper's dad said: if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
Yes.
They grew up on that.
Yes, yes, that is beautiful. I absolutely love that. Well, John, we've been speaking for nearly an hour now. It's been an absolute pleasure. It's gone really fast. So, if people want to connect with you right now, where can they go? And where do you have any special offers at the moment, or anything you can?
Yeah, we've got a couple of offers. They can go to our website, it's visualmarketing.com.au. From there, they can get all our social links and connect with us there. We do have a couple of offers going. We've got a keeping your business front of mind during COVID. So we're offering some, low cost marketing packages for social media. We've also got a ramp up your business. So as business start to get back, into the norm, we can actually ramp up your business with some multi-channel marketing. And these are all, we try to keep them as low cost as we can to try and help businesses get back into the groove. So they're all available on our website. I can send you some links and you can share them if you want.
Excellent. We'll put it in the chat wherever you're watching this. And any final words before we wrap up?
No, I just want to, thank you for your time and for interviewing me. Your guidance has been great. I've already had one reply from what we spoke about the other day on doing due diligence. So they're having a look at my article now, and I'll probably feature that into their publication at a later date. And look, just keep positive. That's the main thing. Keep positive. Get out there, value your clients you got. If they're sticking with you, then, you've got a good service or product. So I just hope everyone comes out of this. Unfortunately, not everyone will, but let's hope most people do and come out the other side bigger and stronger than before. Certainly in this time, businesses should have been working on how can I do my business better? Like, for instance, I haven't had an e-commerce solution before. Now I start to, I'm going to need this for next time. If not, if there is no next time, they're still going to need it because more and more people are, browsing online. Look at your systems and procedures. As you know, we've systemised our business. We've got a procedure for practically anything. We had the CRM, we've automated our sales and marketing processes. So we've really streamlined our business. So that's what most businesses should have been doing in this time, is working out how they can do their business better, more cost effective. And let's just see everyone on the other side.
Beautiful. Keep positive. I love you. I love what you said there. Keep positive. I'm actually starting a global good news challenge as of June 1. If you're up for it, John, we're going to be doing Facebook Lives every day from June 1, 7-day, 14-day and 21-day challenges. And what we're going to be doing is sharing our name, what we do, 3 things we're grateful for, and 1 piece of good news on a Facebook Live.
No, good luck with that.
Yeah. Thank you, John. Well, see, it's about lifting people's energy now. I think we need more of that. We need more good news out there, and we need people to have, hope, inspiration, look at things differently now in these times. Look at it as an opportunity to actually work on your business, as you say, to take an e-commerce solution or do things differently online so that you stand out.
Definitely.
Brilliant.
Right.
Thank you so much. Any final words before we wrap up?
No, not really. I'm just, I'm grateful for being on your show, and I look forward to seeing you again, and hopefully, happy to chat with other people. We do offer a free consultation if everyone wants to discuss their marketing. We can offer 15 to 30-minute free consultation and help them in the right direction. And it's not always about us getting work out of it. It's about helping other people. And some people out there are confused. They don't know what to do. And by talking to a third person, in other words, us, we can point them in the right direction and assist them along the way. So,
it's amazing. Well. Yeah, it's amazing how valuable a free consultation can be. So that's a fantastic offer there, John. Thank you so much for that. And anyone watching this right now, I would definitely take advantage of that. Check out Visual Marketing Australia, amazing company. They've been going more than 10 years, have lots of testimonials and reviews. I can definitely vouch for them and for your great work, John. Thank you so much for joining us today. And if you've been watching this, wherever you're watching this, I would love to know, what did you get out of this interview today? I'd love to see some comments in the chat. What have you learned from this today? And what are you going to do differently now during COVID and moving forward with your online or digital marketing strategy? I'd love to hear that. Thank you so much for joining us. You can connect with me at Mass Media Tribe Group on Facebook. I have a few events coming up. We've got the How to Gain $1 Million worth of free publicity workshop coming up on June 6th. It is from 9:30 a.m. till 1:30 p.m. We also have the next Mass Media Tribe Meetup on how to create successful online courses. That is with Cleo Merrick from Melbourne as our guest, and we have lots of giveaways there at the end of that too. So love you to be involved. All the events are listed in the Mass Media Tribe group on Facebook, and of course the Global Good News Challenge. If you're game, if you want to put out some good news and help promote yourself in the process, I'm a big believer in people supporting and connecting and helping each other as well. So we'd love to see you on that. There is a Global Good News Challenge page on Facebook that you can connect and you can be involved with that starting from June 1 in just a few days. All right, I'm Aldwyn, also known as Media Queen. Thank you once again, John. It's been an absolute pleasure. John Bond from Visual Marketing Australia, and we will see you on the other side, and through this, we will get through this, right, John?
Yeah, we will. No worries. Thank you very much.
All right, bye for now.